Hey, this is Scott Darby Banzai. In this video I'll be going with the Nikon D500. Thanks to Cameracraft in Rockford, Illinois for letting me try this out. First thing right off the bat, this camera is extremely solid feeling in the hands. Even more so than my D750, quite a bit more actually. It's definitely a level above. It's one of those cameras you feel it and you think, wow, feels like a brick almost, but a brick in a good way. Going into more detail, memory cards, you've got XQD and SD. XQD is a unique format, not really widespread at the moment. That said, you're going to pay a premium for the cards. They let me look at a box of one under $40. Of course, you can get it cheaper online, but still extremely expensive. You do get those fast write speeds, so if you need extremely fast cards, it is good to have an option for that format in this camera. I'm big on SD cards. I like them. They're simple. They work. So it is nice that it has the SD card slot as well. Back of the camera is pretty traditional Nikon layout. Just have a few things, at least over my D750. It has that autofocus nub, which is great to have to quickly adjust autofocus points, especially in this camera because it has a huge number of autofocus points. Fills the entire frame, which is amazing. It does have an FN2 button, which is kind of unusual looking. The flip-up screen is very similar to the D750s, but it is a lot more solid feeling, although you can still see the ribbon cable in the back between the screen and the camera. So I wouldn't say it's a lot more robust from a weather resistance standpoint, but the actual screen that extends out is thicker and more solid feeling. The top left control area is very similar to Nikon's advanced cameras. You have buttons on the top that you press down and adjust them with the main dials, which is nice. Feels really good to work with that style, so I can see the appeal to that format of control. The Viewfinder is probably one of the best APS-C viewfinders you can get. 100% view, 1x magnification. I really prefer this style of viewfinder in Nikon's lineup. That round port in the back also has a switch to close off the viewfinder integrated into the camera, which is great for astrophotography. Another great thing about this viewfinder is the diopter switch. You have to pull it out to adjust things, that way you can't accidentally change it, which I do a lot on my cameras. It's really frustrating, so I'd love to have this style of diopter adjustment. Ports wise, USB 3, which is really nice if you want those high transfer rates. Mic port, headphone port, and also HDMI, pretty standard in that case. A lot of the buttons and layout is very similar to my D750. Bracket button, the autofocus mode switch with the integrated button. I like the setup of that general control layout, so it's good that they stay relatively consistent. No pop-up flash, but I think it's a good trade-off for that great viewfinder. As I said before, this camera feels amazing in the hands. Tossing it around a little bit, really hard for me to complain about anything build quality wise or button layout wise. Nice deep grip, as Nikon has been doing lately with their cameras. Menus are pretty standard Nikon layout. You have the large vertical scrolling menus of all of the functions and then a side tab. One of the drawbacks of this camera, which is pretty much the same of every Nikon at the moment, live view modes and live view autofocus are something they really need to improve on, especially with my shift more towards video work. I've been wanting better autofocus and live view, better video features, but we still don't have that in the D500. It does have 4K recording, but the big drawback here is that it's an additional crop to APS-C. That really makes wide angle with this in 4K not an easy thing to accomplish. 1080p video still only goes up to 60 frames a second. I would have liked to seen 120 frames a second, but that's not the case, sadly. That said, video is not the focus of this camera. It is really focused on fast, reliable still photography. In conclusion, the most important aspects of this camera are robustness and speed. By going with APS-C size sensor, you get a lot of benefits at the price. Autofocus, autofocus points, even just the autofocus area that fills the entire screen. Build quality, which is huge, and the ergonomics are improved over something like the D750. I think it's a really good trade-off in this case for that small sensor. You get so much more. Really one of the nicest cameras that I've held. I describe it like a stout bulldog style to it. Really robust, compact for what it is, and a lot of power. Currently, the retail price is around $1,800. You can get a D750 for $1,500, so it is more expensive, but you're getting a lot of advanced, high-power features. So if you really need that sports-level camera, this would be the one to get if you don't want to spend a huge amount of money on a fast, sports-level, full-frame camera. So that was a Nikon D500. Definitely a really great camera for what it is, with the APS-C size sensor, a lot of advanced high-level Nikon features. Again, thanks to Cameracraft for letting me try this out at their shop. Thanks again.